Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Odin's Movie Blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. How's everybody doing? So sorry that it's a little bit late. So my original plan was to go to the game, stream from the game. I had gone last week, and I had gotten, some connection. This week, I went, and I got nothing. And it is just, yeah. So, anyway, Stormtrooper Babe, how's it going? Hyperin X13, what's up? Fired up and not ready to take any mess anymore. Anyone, damn right, Tina. Orbitron, Aiden, Mickler. Aiden, that's a new channel. That's a new name. Orbitron as well. It's a trap. What's up, it's a trap? I've been listening to the podcast episode that you were on recently that you shouted me out in, or that you shouted me to listen to, and I'm liking it so far. So good stuff. Anomaly Inc. What's going on, dude? Yeah, I've so many things. What is this madness? Says Lando Calrissian. It's a birthday stream. It's Rap says, my lord, I'm okay. Finished streaming about an hour ago. Nice. Very, very cool. Edward Coleman says, hello on this Black Friday, the death of Star Wars. Seriously, man, like, this is really a dark day because it's not even just, like, there's some people who might try and say, like, oh, you're overreacting. But keep this in mind. The current state of Star Wars, ever since we got the first films coming out, ever since we got the new trilogy started, has been this downward trajectory of identity politics nonsense. And the news today has affirmed that they are doubling down on this messaging, that they want to continue in this direction. Now, of course, are they going to make some different decisions going down the line? Probably. But at the end of the day, with Kathleen Kennedy still being at the top, still making the decisions, it's not looking very good. Stormtrooper Bay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hyperin, thank you. Lando Calrissian, thank you very much. Somebody be, hello, what is up? I know, seriously. No, seriously, and I thought before, because, the whole question was, when's she going to leave? Is she going to leave? Well, now we know she's going to be around for a little bit longer, and I don't know. I mean, I still haven't really heard anything directly from the channels that have been saying, oh, I have all these sources. I've seen the papers. I've seen the papers on my desk. I know she's getting fired. I want to know what they have to say to this. I really do, because are they going to denounce their sources? Are they going to denounce the things that they got, the information that they got? Or are they going to say, I made a mistake? And, it'd be really cool if they did that, because, whenever I make a mistake, I'm totally willing to say, hey, I messed up, I made a mistake. So I hope that they are willing to do the same. But no, seriously, this is just really bad, because what this does for them, good Lord, guys, with this knowledge, Celebration 2019 is going to be insane, because now we will know, it's not going to be this, oh, is she going to be fired? Is she not going to be fired? We know now, based on this, that she has gotten a contract extension for, up to up through 2021. So we know she's going to be around for a few more years. So there is going to be so much chaos at this thing, and it's not because people are going to be, trying to cause a riot or anything like that, but Phantom Menace shirts are going to be everywhere. Because as I'm going to try to go to Chicago, at the very least, if I can't go to Celebration, I'm going to try and at least go to Chicago that weekend, and I'm going to be wearing my Soilo shirt, I'm going to be wearing my Phantom Menace shirt, my Geeks and Gamers shirt when eventually it comes in, and I'm going to be so freaking excited, because it really does, it almost makes you feel like you're part of, like, a resistance in a lot of ways, because even though we view ourselves as being a very, a large, tight-knit community, and at the end of the day, like, there's certain times and certain places with certain settings that we're not nearly as big as we hoped that we would be, and so it almost does feel like a resistance at this point. But anyway, Stevie B, thank you very much. It's a Trap says, happy you like the podcast. Yeah, dude, it's really good stuff, and also your voice work is fantastic. So the guy on the show was saying that you should think about creating essentially a reel for yourself. I highly would recommend that, dude, because you got something. Laura says, I think that it's obvious that Disney was feeding false information to some. It definitely feels that way. So, I mean, but again, I want these channels that have, made them, because, for me, I've talked just about things that I'm passionate about. I've talked and just put my own thoughts into it. I've never claimed to have any superior knowledge. So because there's channels out there that have essentially gained viewers and gained a following because of having this inside connection, I really do think that they need to address it very head on, and I don't know if they've done so already, because I don't really follow any of them directly. So, all right, I'm going to try to get back up with the live chat, so if I skipped your comment, please repost it. Tina says, and happy birthday again, Odin. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. They're on live right now. Who's on live right now? Mex says, could Kathleen Kennedy's contract have been extended because Disney couldn't find anyone willing to take her place? I mean, it's possible. It is absolutely possible, but at the end of the day, what we were being told was that they hated the job that she was doing, and at the end of the day, I'm sorry, but you could have found somebody. To say there's no one else that they could have found is just nonsense. So to me, I really do think that this promotes more so the mindset that Matthew Kadish had, that basically what we had here was we had a Hollywood executive with a nice Hollywood executive contract, and the people behind the scenes really do like her, really do like what she's doing, and even though she's had a couple of mishaps because of the big game and the big, you know, party that is Hollywood, they're totally fine with it. So I really do think it's more that and less to do with the fact that they couldn't find someone to take their place. Tina says, not sure what they're saying, though. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the people who said, oh, I have these inside sources. It'd be very interesting to hear their story and how they try how they try and spin this. Arnie, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Very, very, very much. All right, I'm going to be skip. All right, Hyper says, oh, no, just want to apologize if I sent the video link via Gmail a bit late last night. Hope I wasn't disturbing you or anything. No, dude, no, not at all. I really appreciated the email. I told you to email me too, so no, I mean, my phone is always on Do Not Disturb, so that's why I have a watch, so that way it buzzes on my watch. That way when I'm asleep, I don't get any notifications of that, so I don't have to remember anything. Greta, how's it going? Welcome back to the chat, and happy birthday. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's Mickler. Or Mitchler. Sorry, Aiden Mitchler. Got it. I'm just gonna call you Aiden. Tina says, certain individuals who had insider information about her being fired have been live on YouTube for a while. Okay, I don't know what that is they're saying, but they better be covering their butts. They better be very straightforward with people saying, hey, we messed up, we made a mistake, and explaining themselves, because if they're going to try and double down or, you know, I'm sorry, but they're suspect at this point. They're suspect, just in my own view. Laura says, Jason Ward of Making Star Wars actually put out a fake trailer before The Force Awakens and then mocked people who reported on it, so this fake info comes from many places. No, that is definitely true. However, this came from Hollywood Reporter, which I'm not saying is the most reliable source, but it also just makes sense. Again, when you look back to what Matthew Case said about this topic, it makes sense that they would offer an extension. Just saying. Hey, Marquez, glad you made it, man. Happy birthday, El Guapo. We got you a sweater. Today, Odin is 23 years old. No, I hit the big 3-0 today, so. Max says, sounds like you're giving... Hollywood Reporter, is that what that? Hollywood what they want by turning against parts of the fandom menace and calling into question their sources. Don't give them what they want. No, I'm not, because again, I'm not trying to say anything about any particular people. What I'm trying to say is that it does cause some suspect. At the end of the day, it does. When you have people who have been pushing this thought process and their whole argument is based off, I have inside sources, this is what's going to happen, and then the exact opposite happens, I'm sorry, but that does cause us to ask legitimate questions. And I'm not trying to tear down anybody. And they could have a very good explanation. They could say, I had a friend who was giving me this information. I thought it was legit, and apparently it was not. I mean, that very well could be the explanation. But I think that still questions need to be asked. That's all I'm trying to say, Mex. Yeah, I'm definitely never going to try and attack someone personally. That's why I'm not calling out anyone by name. Voorhees67, what's up? James, how's it going, man? Are we still winning? Please let me know. I hope we're still winning. Or no, sorry, we were losing. We were losing when I left. So let me know what the score is right now. Bloodfang, the world needs more people like you, all father. Well, thank you, Bloodfang. I really do appreciate it. 70B says, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers said he was wrong. It's like a 4-minute video. He took his lump. Exactly right. Like, to me, if they came out and said, we were wrong, our sources were wrong, it's, you know, our fault for believing it, etc., then you know what? Okay, you admitted your mistake. That's fine. But if they try and, you know, explain and try and make excuses, that's where I think, you know, we need to get on it. Let's see. Greta says, how has your day been so far? It's been good. It's been fine. School was great. I participated in the pep rally at school, and I had a dance-off, and I won, which I'm very proud of. I did moves that I did not know I could still do. I could do them years ago, and I had not done them in probably a decade, and somehow I was still able to do a couple of them, so that was kind of fun, and the kids went nuts, and so I'm glad that they had fun. I'm glad that they had a good time, and that was the reason why I did it, because I wanted them to have a good time, and me and the other guy that dance was fun. It was a good time. Shahin Winterdog Clan, hello. Thank you very much for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very, very much. Hypern says, the best present I could give you would be a pet Ugandan Knuckles. My brother, he can then join the way with the pooches. Yes, do you know the way? Orbitron says, what are your thoughts on Tom Hardy's Bane in The Dark Knight Rises, and do you think he will do a better job in Venom? So I I'm mixed on Tom Hardy's Bane because I love making fun of it. I think without the voice, he's very menacing. But with the voice, and more specifically, what they did to the voice in post is problematic. Voorhees67, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Happy birthday. P.S. Frank Oz replied to Proper Jeremy. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Voorhees, that's awesome. Don't worry. Don't worry, dude. I won't say nothing. But, dude, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much for the notion. I really do appreciate it. But no, and as far as Venom goes, everything I've seen from Venom so far doesn't really have me excited. It comes out, next week? So we'll know very soon. I'm going to try and go see it in Dolby if it comes out, or IMAX, wherever it does come out. If it's not next week, it's probably the week after that. So I'm still planning on seeing it. I'm just not too hyped for it. I do love Tom Hardy. I think he's great. So if anyone can make that film good and make it better than what the trailers have said, you know, that's the case. Yeah, I mean, Jeepers Turtle, you can wait for the official announcement to come out, but again, based on the fact that this has come out, it matches up with when her contract was expiring. It matches up to what, you know, people who've been a part of Hollywood before, like Matthew Kadish, knows about Hollywood contracts. It just lines up. So I don't think there's any reason for us to disbelieve this. Now, again, if something comes out and says this is false, this is not, you know, this is not correct. So, Edward Coleman, dude. Oh, thank you for the $20 donation, Streamlabs donation. Happy birthday. Not even going to count this towards my IOU. Also, I guess Thrawn will now have to be cast as a transsexual Asian, Black, Puerto Rican, Arab woman now that Kathleen Kennedy is here to stay. Dude, Coleman, you're absolutely right, man. Yes. No, seriously, I really do think that this is the sign that Disney has not learned its lesson. Instead, they're going to go along and blame this fatigue nonsense. And so they're going to keep on going. And that's why at this point, guys, with this story coming out, episode 9 is the battleground. You know, Solo was great. Having that film, you know, lose money, it really was a huge sign. But if we want to make a huge sign, if we want to show them that Solo is not just a fluke, if we want to show them that we have a very strong voice and that our wallets speak very loudly and that we don't like this direction and that we don't like Kathleen Kennedy in charge of this because she just can't handle it, don't go see it. Don't pay money to go see it. Now, I'm still at the boat where I'm going to go see another movie, pay to see another movie, and then sneak in because I still want to be able to give you commentary on it. I still want to be able to do that. But I think at this point, if you're not fully boycotting at this point, think about doing that. Do not let Disney, do not let Marvel, do not let Lucasfilm get your money on this because it would be a bad thing altogether because they've doubled down now, and so now we have to double down. It's one thing for us to say, oh, yeah, the Phantom Menace. It's another thing to actually be the Phantom Menace, to actually try and make this change happen, to try and make Star Wars what it once was and how it could be in the future. And the best thing that we can do is to show them how we feel with Episode 9. So, Laura says, oh, I don't doubt the Hollywood Reporter article. Matthew was right. I wouldn't be surprised if the remaking Star Wars Twitter account isn't Disney too. No, yeah, seriously. No, you're absolutely right. I definitely think you're right on that. And, you know, and Matthew Kadish too, like, because there were some people saying, like, oh, he seems suspicious. But, I mean, Matthew Kadish has always come across as a very, you know, even-toned guy. And he's come out on Twitter, and, like, every comment he said, it was not like, look, I was right. Ha, 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 look at me, look at me. It was, man, I'm right. And I hate the fact that I was right because he doesn't want it to happen. He doesn't want Kathleen Kennedy to be around. He doesn't think that she should be there. He just was using his experience saying, no, based on my experience, it makes sense that she would stick around. And sure enough, his prediction was through 2030. And at this point, if they're already doubling down through 2021, you know, unless Episode 9 bottoms out, which is going to be very hard to do because there are still casual Star Wars fans or casual moviegoers that are going to go see it, which is why we're the ones that really need to stick to our guns if we want to make any kind of change happen. That's just what I think I'm saying. Let's see. James says, I left when the score was 20-0 in the fourth. We probably lost. Oh, no. Oh, dude, that sucks, James. And we had so many injuries tonight too, or at least like one of the guys I taught my first year, I saw him get injured, and I hate seeing that, man. Donald Hudson says, Asgardians assemble. Oh, Harrison Ford. Happy birthday, kid. Well, thank you, Harrison Ford. I appreciate that. Hi. 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 How'd you get in here? Did I leave my door cracked open? I probably did. My puppies are saying hi to me. Let me get them out. Come on, pups. Oh, they found a way Do you know the way? I found a way. Super says, what's up, Super Anime Gamer? How's it going? Hey-oh, happy birthday, my dude. Sorry I missed out on yesterday's stream. Got caught up on a Skype call. Tell my friend cringy college stories. Hey, no problem, dude. Glad to have you here today. Donald Hudson, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. Bloodfang, thank you very much. Appreciate that. I hit the big 3-0 today. Mateo says, happy birthday. Do you think this Kathleen situation could be like the popular Oscar, let the people know, react negatively, and then don't extend her deal? No, it's different because because from what we know, she has signed a contract extension. So based on the report, it's not that she was just offered one. It was that they have signed a contract extension. Different from, oh, we're going to try and put this new popular film category where there's really no contractual obligations when it comes to that because it's an award show. So it's very different, and I don't see that, again, unless someone says this report was totally false and was misleading, unless that happens, which is possible. I honestly don't think that's going to happen, but it is still possible. Only if that were to happen would I say that this news is going to end up not being true, unfortunately. So, again, guys, I had to skip down a little bit, so if I missed your comment, please post it again. He says, loved you and Matthew's comments on that stream. Reviews for you doesn't look too good right after that. You think I was too harsh on him? Well, again, I'm not going to attack reviews for you. I'm not going to attack him personally. That's just not what I do. Unless someone attacks me, I'm not going to respond to anybody. But I do think that he and others have to respond. I really do. And apparently they are. So hopefully the response is, we were wrong. We got bad information, and we're going to do the very best that we can to try and avoid getting bad information in the future. I think that that's the best way to go. Hopefully they're not trying to double down on anything and just, trying to shed all blame away. Because as Steph said, because he's on the road, he had to put a very short video out. But Jeremy Geeson Gamer said very clearly, he's like, hey, I was wrong. And guess what? It's okay. We can be wrong on these things. And I've said this before. I'm just a guy who's looking at the numbers, looking at the box office numbers, looking at the overall sentiment, and trying to make predictions and trying to say, this is how I feel what's going to happen. But I could be wrong. And so that's why when Matthew Cata started talking to me, I realized, okay, so this is someone who's not on the other side of where I stand, but is taking it from a different perspective. And he really did open my eyes to a lot of things. And the more I heard him, the more I was like, you know what? I don't want you to be right, but you sound like you would be right. And sure enough, it looks like that is indeed the case. Eddie Marquez says, oh, Marco Stark, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Marquez says, the dogs are upset still, even with more of sad news today. Seriously, they're so sad. Laura, thank you so much for the $10 donation. Birthday monies. Yes, birthday monies. Yeah. Get out. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. The Dirty 30 says Stephanie B. Thank you very much. Let's see. Hypern says, nobody can deny that Tom Hardy's Bane swole shirtless scene was much better than the dense depth cinematography of Swoilo's body. Again, the look of Bane was great, and Tom Hardy is fantastic. It's just the voice. Oh, my name is Bane, and you were molded by the dark. I was born in it. Like, it got silly after a while. It's fun to make fun of, though. Max says, Roselo looks very upset with the news. I still don't like them, but at least I can support them in their emo sulking the case. Well, yeah, so Kylo is not looking too fond right now, but they are both excited because guess what? Guess what this contract extension means, guys? Roselo. It's gonna happen. Hashtag Roselo. Get it trending, please. I appreciate it. Super says, honestly, I'm not shocked. Nobody wants her job and agrees she is a good producer. Don't think they'll ever admit to our points being valid publicly. It's all about what we don't see. No, I think you're very right. I think you're very right. Greta says, dance video for the patrons. If I can find it, Greta, that would be a great idea. I don't know if they filmed it or not, but if they filmed my dancing at the pep rally, I will definitely post that to the patron-only section on the Discord, because that is going to be probably the best way for me to do that in the future. So Donald Hudson says, it might seem weird, but life only gets better with age, like a fine vinegar. Stay straight edge, my friend. Thank you very much, Donald Hudson, and I will indeed stay straight edge. Thank you very much. 9 years exactly since my last sip of alcohol, and I've still never been drunk in my life. Super says, Iger is definitely paying attention. My guess is over these next 3 years, they're going to keep a very close eye on her and get somebody to work on the creative side with her. I really hope so. I mean, if they keep her on in more of a producer role and let someone else take control of creative, I think that it might be a little bit better. But at the end of the day, I really just... I don't have high hopes. I don't have high hopes for this, with the fact that they've essentially rewarded her for making some really bad decisions. Dion, what's up? Says, I really thought she would have been gone based on how business works, but I guess Hollywood really is bubble economy. So we vote with our wallets. No, you're absolutely right, man. Like, all of us thought that. Almost every single one of us out there was saying she's going to be gone. We're using common sense. We're using reason. If any of us in our jobs had done something like this, had led to some kind of financial ruin like this, we would be losing our jobs. But Hollywood works differently. And I think that we're really seeing that on display with this entire situation. Hollywood works very, very differently. And it really makes sense, because Hollywood is a crap show at this point, not just financially, but also morally as well. So it makes a lot of sense that they would, be living in this stupidity in their own filth. And yes, we need to vote with our wallets. And the way that we do that, guys, boycotting episode 9. Seriously, I think that's the only way at this point that we're going to get through to anybody. Voorhees says, if it makes you feel any better, you look 29. Easily 29. Well, thanks, Voorhees. I appreciate it. Trap says, if you ever get a chance, check out the Arlenauts Bane parody videos. You will have a great time. All right, sounds good. Sean says, not yelling, just a bad eye day. Hope you enjoyed vid and pics from today, sir. Your birthday gift will be late, but you will get it. Oh, well, thank you, Adam. You didn't have to give me anything. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you. And yes, I did appreciate those cute little puppies. I appreciate cute little puppies. Greta says, I meant make a dance video for the patrons. I could do that. I think, though, the one of me dancing with all my kids going crazy might be one that you might find more entertaining personally. But I'll keep that in mind. I will definitely keep that in mind, though. Joshua Alvarez says, it's time to boycott the DCU until we get better DC films. Hey, I'm all on board with that, man. Because I'm very close to not seeing Aquaman, to be honest. I just have no hope in it whatsoever. Mateo says, missed question. What were your thoughts on Gambit maybe being a rom-com? I'm going to do a video on that probably tomorrow, because that was originally my video today was going to be on that. I got home, sat at my computer, and then when I was looking at the news, all of a sudden I got an alert about Kathleen Kennedy's contract being extended. And once I got that, I was like, oh, cool. Obviously, this just broke, so I have to cover this story. So I'm going to cover that in another video, but that's stupid. If they do it as an actual rom-com, it's stupid. Now, it's one thing if he has a relationship with somebody, because most superhero films have that. But if it's literally going to be played as a rom-com, I think that's a terrible idea for his character. I really just don't think it's going to work. Let's see. CT says, does everyone in the Phantom Menace hate Disney? I mean, we hate parts of Disney. I mean, for me, again, I love Marvel. I think Marvel's doing great. I think Captain Marvel is the only thing that might event, because even that, when I said it's not guaranteed that it's going to go full identity politics, everything surrounding it at this point is, but the movie itself, still remains to be seen. We'll wait for another trailer on that one. But as far as anything else Disney, Pixar is still doing some really good stuff. So it's not all of Disney. It's just, it's mostly just the Lucasfilm side of it. Greta says, saw a simple favor today, and I think it's fun if you go into it not taking it seriously. Yeah, I mean, I've heard it's fun. I have heard it's fun. My older brother said it was fun, and he likes chick flicks. I like chick flicks, so at the end of the day, I probably would end up liking it. Dion says, oh, and happy birthday. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Hyper says, have you seen Creed 2 trailer? It looks awesome to me. I have not seen it yet. That is on my list of things to do, is to see the new Creed trailer. Eric Coleman says, life doesn't get better with age, coming from an expert. Also, 41 seconds sober. Probably not by the time you read this. Well, nice, Coleman. I appreciate you trying. James says, have you seen the Shazam superhero movie trailer? It looks pretty funny. I think it looks funny too, James. I would say the only thing that I'm concerned about with that is that it reminds me too much of the plot for the movie Big with Tom Hanks back from like the 80s. And I really hope that it doesn't go that route, because I don't want to see Big with superpowers. I hope it makes itself more of its own story. But no, I thought the trailer was funny. The Shazam trailer is better than the Aquaman trailer. I'll just put it that way. He says, I love using that joke. I once told my grandma on her 90th birthday, Grandma, you don't look like you're 90. You look like 80, easily 80. That's awesome. Eddie Marquez says, don't buy Disney Star Wars stuff. Get the old school stuff. Kenner toys and other stuff. Books, Dark Horse comics as well. Very much so. Though I will have to break that one rule, because I still want to try and get some porgs at some point. But maybe now's the time to say, nope, I'm not going to do that anymore. No more porgs. No more porgs. Obatron, you said my name. What's up? Super says, with all the garbage going on with X-Men right now, I'm treating Gambit like Avatar sequels. Believe it when I see it. Yeah, same here. I really hope. I think that that's what their plan might be. Now, if their execution is not that, then it'll be fine. But if they literally try to make a rom-com out of it completely, like a legit rom-com, I think it'd be a terrible idea personally. So we shall see. Let's see. Greta says, by the end, it's pretty campy. Well, as long as it's a good time. Peabody, what's going on, Mr. Peabody? How is it going? Shinfield, what's up? Time to change at Lucasfilm and call Kathleen Kennedy bad names. No violence, but gotta save Star Wars. No, yeah, seriously. Absolutely serious. I mean, I've gone about this the same way ever since, as I'm going to point out the mistakes that we've seen from Lucasfilm, what needs to happen. And at this point, because now they've doubled down on Kathleen Kennedy, because now they have firmly shown that they don't care what the fans think. They don't care what the markets are saying. All they care about is protecting their friends, the social justice warrior image, the identity politics that they're promoting. That is what they care about saving. And hey, they have every right to do that as a business, but also we have every right to not buy their product. And so it's up to us now. If we want to see change in this industry, if we want to see change in this franchise, we're the ones that got to start doing something. And the way that we do that in this industry is stop buying tickets, is stop going. Orbitron, that's awesome, dude. Thank you so much. That's really cool. Michael Stark says, did you see the Star Wars Resistance extended trailer? Porg look more Star Wars than that. I have not seen the extended trailer, but I guarantee you it probably has even more thumbs down votes than the original trailer did. Super says, Disney is starting to get on my nerves. They just announced they pushed back Dark Phoenix till summer 2019, and they're planning a PG-13 Deadpool release this summer as a test. Is that like a PG-13 version of Deadpool? So it's going to be the original Deadpool film, but only a PG-13 version. I think what they're going to realize fairly quickly is that it's a good way to make money after the fact. But if they're going to make a film PG-13 for the sake of it being, like the next Deadpool film is PG-13 or X-Force or whatever it is that they want to put forward is just going to be PG-13, I don't think it's going to work out the way that they want it to. The only reason why the PG-13 version would do very well is because people would think that they're going to see the original Deadpool. So that's my thought on that. But as far as the Dark Phoenix, you know what? At the end of the day, summer might be the best time for that film to come out because it's going to be very easy for it to make a lot of money. Maybe they have usually when you see movie dates, when you see movies being moved around, they mean a lot of different things. Normally, if something's being moved to the summer, it's usually a good sign because big movies tend to come out over the summer. Difference being, let's say a movie's scheduled to come out in like November or December, and then the actual release date, with the only exception really being independent films and the rare film that goes across this, but let's say it gets moved to January. January is the place where movies go to die, and the one exception to that recently has been Split, and it looks like Glass is also coming out January of next year, so hopefully that is also an exception because that would indeed be a very, very good thing. All right. Mateo says, is Lucasfilm only obligated making Star Wars and indie projects? Could they ever make something original like a new franchise of films? I mean, I guess so, but to me, the reason why Lucasfilm exists is specifically for the Star Wars property. So they could just take different stories that are from the EU. They could just take different things that are not part of the canon and just make them into these independent contained stories, but it doesn't look like they're going to try and do that either. Star Wars Dad, what's going on? Star Wars Dad says, this is going to be a wait-and-see situation with Star Wars. Let's not freak out yet. Well, I'm freaking out. I'm going to freak out a little bit because they've doubled down on Kathleen Kennedy. And the only way that we can do anything about this is by boycotting Episode 9. Completely. Like, do not pay to see it. Do not, if you have friends going to see it, be like, hey, here's what's going on. Here's what you should know. Buy a ticket to see Jumanji sequel instead. And then maybe go sneak in if you want to. You don't have to. Super says, yes, it's a PG-13 cut of the movie. Yeah, it's going to make money because people are going to say, oh, it's Deadpool back in theaters. But I don't think it's going to be exactly what they think. Yeah, Brad Noble, but Split also came out in January, so Split was great. So I think that it's like the one exception at this point. So hopefully it's the same thing. Jedi Starship, what is going on? Yes, Deadpool should always be rated R. That's very, very good. Yes, group hug, Mr. Peabody, for sure. Voorhees says, what do you like most about teaching and what do you hate? Also, do your students still watch the videos and the streams? Sometimes, yes. So every now and then there's usually about maybe 3 top students that are in the streams themselves. And overall, they seem to enjoy it. I mean, I think there's the largest group of them just want to come in for a second, say, oh, look, it's in it. You know, they want to just get their moment of fame for a second. or want to show their support and then leave. That happens every now and then. I'm fine with that. But it's really cool this year. So I will say the first year teaching sucks because you don't know what you're doing. You are lost. You're dealing with kids, and kids can be crazy, and you just don't know how to handle it. So there's a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety. And then as the years go on, you just get used to it. This is like the first year where all my classes, it's like I haven't had to really yell at anybody yet. Obviously, I've had to raise my voice to quiet kids down because they're teenage boys. I'm going to have to do that every now and then. But overall, it hasn't been bad at all. As far as the things that I like the most about it, though, is just getting to know these guys. Like, I mean, obviously, they're kids, but it's just something cool about them. Like, there's a couple especially that are just seniors this year, and it's like, man, you're some cool dudes. And it's fun to have like conversation with them. It's fun for them to see that you're not just a teacher, but that you're also a human person that goes to see movies and knows pop culture and things like that. Like whenever I'm in class, I say, "Oh yeah, I watch Game of Thrones." Like, but you teach religion. How do you watch Game of Thrones? It's like, because I watch the Games of the Thrones, and it's just fun to see that kind of reaction. So that's what makes it fun. Jedi Starship says, "Happy birthday, Odin. Thank you very much." Super says, "In any other case, I'd say you're right, but my worry is that they switched the release date for Phoenix 3 times now and New Mutants twice." And again, I understand why there is a concern with that, but I honestly do think if it's being moved to the summer, then even no matter how many times it has been moved, I think that it shows that there may have been some production issues, but if it's getting a solid summer release date, I would have more confidence in it. Michael Stark says, "Did you see the Old Republic cinematic trailers? Movie from them could be great, but Disney would ruin it somehow." No, I agree. I've never seen all of them. I have seen some supercuts of like Knights of the Old Republic video game, and it's been really cool. So I think that they could do. I mean, the universe is so rich. The universe is so large and so rich, and they don't even have to use the extended universe. They can make up their own stories, which is what Rian Johnson wanted to do. But no one's gonna go see those because no one likes even what he does with his with like well-established characters, let alone his own, like Brimboy. Super says, continuing on, he says, "The concern is that Disney doesn't know what to do with the film, so they're just delaying to shelf them or stick them on their streaming service." And, you know, I think that there's definitely something to that, but at the end of the day, I'm more concerned about Kathleen Kennedy, and I'm more concerned about Episode 9 because that is what we have coming in the foreseeable future. And obviously, if we get any news about when the Disney streaming service is going to be announced, that might also be a place in which we can try and lay down the law. Hiram says, "When your students raise their hands, you should shout, 'You are all unworthy.'" Well, I did have, so there was, so the pep rally today, there was one of my seniors was dressed up as like the mascot. And so as I got into the gym at one point, he got down, he was like doing like the I'm not worthy, which is fun. And then also having all the kids yell Odin really loud is really funny too. So Super says, also speaking of January releases, what do you think of the Hellboy reboot coming out January 19th? Again, it's on the face of it, it's not good because most films that come out in January go to January to die. But there are rare exceptions. The most recent one I can think of is Split, because Split was actually a really good movie. It even justified them making now Glass. And I really do think that, you know, there are some jewels that will come out of January. And so it's really hit or miss. It could either be really, really good or really, really bad, depending at this point. So Jedi Starship says, "If I could bake a cake with Kennedy, Abrams, Johnson, and a porg as a mascot on it, I would, just so I could see you cut the cake. Declare that your expectations were subverted." Nice. Yes, a pep rally to bring joy and celebration to the sporting event. Brad, by the way, since you've been trolling and stalking lately, what is the score right now? Can you tell me? How's my team doing? Unlimited power. Oh, Will, we lost? Is the game over? I left around halftime. I had to get home. Hyper says, Palpatine versus Odin for best streaming. Palpatine? Why would Palpatine have a fight against me? Epic Joe says, so many reboots, zero ideas or originality left. Epic Joe, you're absolutely right, man. Like, we see so much of this in Hollywood where they are going to reboot things. They're going to adapt comics. They're going to adapt books. They're going to adapt and remake. I mean, even like a movie I'm excited about, such as A Star is Born, is a movie that's been made several times at this point. The difference with that one is now, well, Brad, it's because you did it the last time, so that's the only reason why I mentioned it. The problem with it, the difference rather with this film, Star Wars Born, is that each version takes the story in a little different direction, focuses and tells it in a different way, which keeps them fresh. But unfortunately, most of the films that we're getting in Hollywood nowadays are useless and frivolous sequels or prequels that mean nothing and are poorly put together, and yet millions of dollars are spent on them, and people still go to see it. It's ridiculous. Oh, it's 20-0. Oh, Lord, oh, Lord, oh, Lord. Greta says, every day there's a new headline about a remake. No, seriously. Greta's not even exaggerating there. Every single day there is something new about it. Shinville says, Hollywood Eagles lost that somebody special a long time ago. It's very true. John Wick 3. Yeah, talk about a sequel. Like, that to me, because that's an original series that's been started, and every single one of them is fantastic. Eddie Marquez says, all right, brother, wanted to hang out with you for a bit. Happy birthday, brother. Don't forget that the German has the only gift you want. Yes. The German says to wait here. Eric Coleman says, most years I would spend $1,000, $2,000 a year on Star Wars merchandise, but since Last Jedi, not a cent. Can't believe they couldn't care less about a fan like me. No, seriously, it makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. Let's see. Presley, what's going on, dude? Vori says, before I go, I think most people know of PJ's ID. As I said, Jeremy figured it out. At times, I think I go too far. It's not my creation after all. Any thoughts or notes or suggestions? No, I think it's great. I think it's hilarious, man. Like, you keep going. I honestly appreciate it. Also, guys, I'm so sorry. Heimdall was sleeping. Heimdall is about to get online, so that's the reason why you have not been able to check cookies, and cookies have not been collected because I fell behind because I wanted to jump on the stream as fast as possible since I know that it was a lot later than I thought, and I'm not going to be able to stay on for too late. I'm going to probably stay on for another like 30 minutes or so, something to that effect. But all right, Heimdall should be on. Brad Noble lost. All right, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, it just did not look good. We just couldn't get the ball anywhere, and we have so many. We have so many players that are hurt, especially seniors. It breaks my heart seeing a senior who can't play a senior year. It really does. Michael Stark says, I played many games that had excellent stories. Why no one can make some good movie when adept? No, you're absolutely right. Like, why is it that we have people who can write these stories in video games and yet movies don't have the same thing? It doesn't make any damn sense. Hyman says, last time I saw an original movie was Birdman, I guess. Yeah, Birdman was great. I love Birdman. Presley says, I'm sorry I have to go, but happy birthday, and I hope you have a good one. Well, thank you, Presley. Appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the birthday wishes. But no, getting back to that concept, I really do think that's true. And it's sad because there are some really good original stories that are being told, but no one goes to see them. Unfortunately, they're stuck in the independent scene, and no one wants to support them. So, Voorhees, no, I'm talking about my high school team. My high school guys. No, dude, I got everyone pumped up, man. I was rocking it. I got everyone excited. Don't blame me. Alan Sparks, all good, man. What's up, Alan Sparks? How's it going? How's it going? Nihilus is here. What is up? Happy birthday, he says. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate you so very much indeed. Birthday stream or not, it is worth pulling this up. Oh man, I got a new patron, guys. That is exciting. That is so exciting. Oh, but I am tired. Oh, it's been a long day. Long day indeed. Seriously. Seriously, I have to put what country I'm in. Why can't I ever just sign into my Patreon? Ugh. Patreon. Oh, seriously? Now I got to put my state too. Thanks. Oh my gosh, this thing is insufferable. Why? Why you do this? Why did I have to do that? That was stupid. Anyway, let's see what I miss. It's your B-Day party on Odin. Yeah, birthday. Mr. P.I. says, sorry, but I ate your pie. I saved you the candy. The candles. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Senavi says, we appreciate the wonderful patrons of Asgard. Yes, we do. And so I want to give a huge shout out to my patrons. Adam Shawhan, Castellan Fry, Dave Bob, Donald Hudson. Congratulations, Donald Hudson. You are now a patron member. Thank you so much. Enrique Evangelista, Greta Z, Harold Francis, Flane Wood, Jamie Christopher, Jason Clark, Jeff Toon, Laura Story, Matthew Kadish, Mr. Peabody, Perpetual Punster, the DJD Show, the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan, those two ball guys, and Tina B. Whoo, man, the patron game is so strong right now. You guys are freaking amazing. Thank you so much, especially for all the new ones. Y'all are great. Super says, also, if you are a patron, in the Discord, you are given a special title of a Patreon night, which gives you access to a special Patreon only voice chat and also text chat as well. So it's a place that I'm going to be going a little bit more often. It's going to be more exclusive to the people who are patron supporters, and also your name will be lit up. You'll have a special place, just like the Valkyrie have a special place whenever they're in. So you will as well. So that is what we're going to be doing with that. Laura says, so my family in June planned a trip to Disney in October for Halloween, and it looks like Jeremy will be there that week too. So freaking spooky. That is, but you know what? That's awesome too, because that means you're going to be able to hang out with him. You're probably going to see him sooner than I am at this point. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, seriously, huge shout out to all of the patrons. But no, Super says, the thing about video games is that those developers and creators are also consumers. Most Hollywood executives are out of touch and they don't get us, so their stories suck. It's a very good point. It's a very, very good point. Tina says, do we get an Odin decoder ring too? I wish. If I could do Odin decoder rings, that'd be amazing. Meek Zola, good night, I'm out. Meek, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And it's so worth the price of admission. Well, thank you, Cheyenne. I really do appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Hybrid says, a random question. What movie character has the most style and costume look that is memorable to you the most? Mine would be Han Solo's look in Empire Strikes Back or Officer K's coat in 2049. Ooh, most style and costume. Favorite style and costume. That is specific. Let me read another one real quick. Michael Stark says, Star Wars theory fan film could be the only good Star Wars content we get except Clone Wars or any fan-made project for that matter. Ivan Ortega's Last Jedi cut, for example. Mateo says, have you heard the new single of A Star is Born soundtrack by Lady Gaga and Cooper? Only 6 days left till it comes out. Can't wait. I have not heard the single because I don't really want to listen to all the music, but that first trailer, guys, if you've not seen the first trailer for A Star is Born and it does not make you on the brink of tears, you have no heart, and I love it. I'm so excited. So me and my wife already have tickets for Wednesday because there's a special early showing on Tuesday that I couldn't use my AMC stuff with, so instead I got it on Wednesday. It's still an early showing, and I cannot wait. We're going to be seeing it in Dolby. It's going to be awesome. But no, getting back to your question, Hyperin, about most memorable look. That's a really tough. Oh, you know what? Rufio and Hook. Most memorable look. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Everything about it is great. It's wonderful. It's great. Brad, yes, you could hang out for free in the Discord, but I'm not as likely to join in those voice chats. Greta says, you can use a list for the Wednesday showing. Yes, Greta, you can. You can use it for the Wednesday. You cannot use it for the Tuesday. So the Tuesday is the official fan event early screening, and then Wednesday is called All Access. So Wednesday is still an early showing. It's just not the earliest showing, but you can use A-list, Greta. You can. Yeah, I tried to explain that the other day because I was trying to say you can't do Tuesday, but you can do Wednesday. I don't know if it translated as clearly as I had hoped, but Michael Stark says, yeah, I forgot about that. Ortega took bullet for us. Looking at Last Jedi 60 times, I would go insane if I had to endure that. No, seriously, I would too. I cannot believe that he did that, but I cannot wait to see his stuff. Tina says, why didn't Mike Zero warn us about today? Isn't he from the future, or isn't his news from the future? He should have prepared us. No, seriously. And you know what? I know that you're joking, Tina, but it's a true statement. Like, all of these people have all these crazy connections. They weren't told about this. This is some pretty big news. Like, this is an executive receiving a 3-year, 4-year extension on their contract. And especially to the Phantom Menace, this is gigantic news. So if they have someone on the inside who knows what's going on and isn't a fan of what's going on and is trying to help us find more information, this would be the thing to tell. So it brings up a lot of really good questions. That's all I'm saying. I'm not destroying anybody's career or anything, but it's just, it brings up some legitimate questions for these people. Seriously. Hybrid says, I'm sorry for the tough question. Good to know, Odin. Awesome. Thanks for no, sir. No problem at all, Hybrid. When people ask me very specific questions and I'm on the spot like that, I have to think through my mind and think back through the thousands and thousands of films that I've seen. It's like, I can't handle it. I can't remember. I cannot pick and choose. Like, if I were asked, do a video on this, I could do research and, like, give you a more concrete answer. But if it's just going to be off the top of my head, like, it's hard. Greta says, booking Wednesday ticket now. Awesome. Awesome, Greta. So me and Steph will probably end up seeing you there. And there weren't a whole lot of seats sold when we got ours, so I don't think, and I think that has something to do with the fact that even though guys, so A-List is already up to like 380,000 users, which is really like a fast growth. And oh man, guys, so MoviePass news. So I gave up MoviePass. I got my $65 back, which was great. But now the news came out today that what they're doing is, for anyone like me who canceled their subscription and got their money back, they are at random enrolling people back in to a service that's free, that is a trial basis, meaning that you get to see a movie every single day again. However, with this trial, unless you shut it down, it will charge you a month rate, or it'll charge you a rate after a while. So basically, they are, without your consent, putting you into a program, and then you cannot get out of that program after the trial ends unless you actually go in there. And it's just, oh man, MoviePass is so damn sketch right now. I'm so glad I've cut the cord with them. But now I'm like looking through my emails because I'm like, please don't tell me that they put me back on that, because if I start seeing MoviePass charges on my card again, I'm gonna be so freaking mad. That is a lawsuit waiting to happen. Let's see. Michael Stark says, I think that episode 9 will hit hard. I don't care about any of the characters or the story. No, I agree. I absolutely agree with you there for sure. I think that what's going to end up happening is that it's going to make decent money, because I think there's enough casual moviegoers out there that are going to be excited enough just to see a movie because Star Wars is on the cover, but you're not going to get the $1 billion gross. I think that episode 9 at this point is more likely to get that $650 million range, which is still good. But seeing that they're going to spend probably $300 million on production, meaning they're going to spend about $450 million on everything else, and they're not going to get 100% of that $600 million, it's looking like they might just break even at the box office. Now, of course, they're going to make that money back much more quickly when you go to DVD, Blu-ray sales, things like that. But at the end of the day, it really just does, you know, that's what I have, you know, going forward anyway. Eric Coleman, thank you again, dude, for the $20 donation. Man, you're racking it down, that IOU. Buy yourself something nice for your birthday. On a serious note, what will it take for Hollywood to wake up from the identity politics? Has a libertarian with conservative leanings. I'm tired of being called a sexist and a racist, dude. Well, Eric Coleman, man, I'm right there with you. Like, right there with you. I'm not going to say any much more than that, but you should be able to read through the context. I'm right there with you on what you said, and thank you so much for the donation. But no, and honestly, unfortunately, they are never going to wake up from this, because they are so entrenched, or they are at the very least so entrenched to the people who are supporting this mindset, that it's just never going to end. Basically, the one thing that will stop this is if people give up Hollywood. If people start to boycott award shows, people start to boycott films in general, and unfortunately, that's just never going to happen, because someone like me, I love movies. I love movies with all my heart, and so I can't stop. I can't stop going. And so that's why, for me as a movie lover, I don't know how to make this change happen, because it's not going to happen overnight. There's no way really for us to infiltrate, because if you try and infiltrate as someone who is not left-leaning, you are blacklisted. You are mistreated in many cases. It's very, or at the very least, it's very hard to be successful as someone who is a conservative or libertarian-minded person. And it's really sad that there isn't this free exchange of ideas, this diversity of opinions. Because obviously, it's so interesting too how people love to talk about diversity and all the diversity in films. But when it comes to diversity of thought, they are very hateful people. Anything that does not coexist or does not line up to what they personally believe is evil to them, is something that they hate. And it's sad, because you can have two people with two different opinions who can have a conversation, Or you can have what we have in Hollywood where everyone has to go along, and if you don't go along, good luck making it in your career. And thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate that. Unfortunately, though, I don't see it happening anytime soon. Greta says, officially going to see A Star Wars Born next Wednesday. So excited. Yes, Greta. Oh, I'm so excited, too. Super says, man, MoviePass is low-key trying to pull an Equifax. Never go full Equifax. No, seriously, man. Like, it is not looking good for them. They are just, ooh, they are sketchy as all get out. Dion says, actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. Sorry, it's a song. Those we thought were in the know, now we know they are not in the know, you know. No, seriously, Dion, I think that's absolutely right. There are some people now who we can look to and say, you said you were in the know, but obviously you're not in the know. But even more nuanced than that, we could say, you said you were in the know, what happened? Give me a good reason as to why what you were saying, what you were so confident in. You said there was someone who said they had a copy of the contract. They had a copy of things that had been sent around to Lucasfilm saying that what he was saying was going to happen. Where is that now? How valid is that argument now? Are you willing to share that piece of paper now since it's turning out not to be accurate? It's not true? I mean, I'm sorry, like, I'm not trying to attack. I'm just trying to ask questions that I think we deserve answers to, especially the people who are listening and giving views and giving time and attention to these people. I think that the people who said they had these inside sources deserve, or rather should, give a response to those questions. CWD Trixie, what is going on? Can Star Wars Plan 9 just be Star Wars lens flare so we can't see the movie at all? Nice. Super says, what do you think about Venom and A Star is Born being released on the same day? Personally, I think Venom's gonna start out making more, but Star is Born will last longer in theaters. You know what, Super? I'm gonna go ahead and put a prediction out there. I think A Star is Born is going to outsell Venom on opening weekend. I think the #1 movie next weekend is going to be A Star is Born, and here's why. A Star is Born... Actually, let me check one more time. But wait, before I say that, 1 second, guys. 1 second. I need to verify something with myself before I make any. So guys, if I miss comments, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to jump back to I'm gonna have to jump back up to the, because I'm oh man, I gotta make sure. I have got to make sure before I make this kind of announcement, because I was about to make a mistake, possibly. And it really depends on two things. It's the same thing for each film, but the question is it really the same? All right, that's what I thought about that one. Let's see. Did my memory serve me right? All right. So I take that back. So I think you're right. I do think that Venom's going to do well. It's not going to do amazing. It's going to be the highest grossing, not by very much so. And the reason why is because A Star is Born is rated R. And therefore, that automatically limits the audiences that can go to see it. So because of that alone, if they were both PG-13, I think A Star is Born would do better. And the reason why is because the marketing for that film has been so much better. There's a much more wider audience appeal with that film. That's just my own personal perspective on this. Venom is going to make money. Venom is going to break even. It's going to make profit. It really depends, though, on the reviews when they come out. We'll know much more on those early reviews that come out, because if this film is not done well, if this film is not well made, that bad word of mouth is going to spread and it's going to keep it back. But already, we have already got the word of mouth about A Star is Born, and almost everything we hear about it is early Oscar contender. And that tells me that this is a well-made movie. As I said, the first trailer is probably the best trailer that I have seen in the last 10 years, second only to the Dark Knight teaser trailer. That is how good that trailer is. It is so well crafted, so put together. It makes you want to see the movie, which is what a trailer is supposed to do. And the only thing I can think of that beats it is the Dark Knight teaser trailer, because it also had that same quality to it. But I think you're right, though, about Star is Born having a longer lasting effect. I think it's going to do very well opening weekend. I think it's barely going to get second place. I honestly, that's just my thought. Now, of course, if the ratings are good for Venom, that's a different story. At that point, you're probably going to have a little bit more of a blockbuster on your hands, and so the numbers will be a little bit more offsetting. But no, I think you're right that it's going to make money over time. And if Venom is bad, Star is Born might end up even making more money, but we'll see. We'll see on that one. So anyways, I'm jumping all the way back to the chat, the live chat. So sorry about that. Pagan God says, Star is Born, effing gag. No, dude, Star is Born looks fantastic, man. You got to have yourself, as a movie lover, I have to be open to multiple genres of film. There are very few genres that I don't like. You know, even Westerns. There are Western films that I do like. Tina says, wow, I don't even care much for musicals these days, and you're getting me stoked. No, seriously, like, it just, everything about it, the trailer is so powerful. It really is. Let's see. Super says, all of Sony Spider-Man movies have made approximately 800 million each. I'm thinking Venom will make 500 to 600 million just because of property, and it's starring Tom Hardy. And you know what? To be honest, I think it's going to make more to 450. If the ratings are not good, it's going to be 350 to 400 million dollars. I think. If the ratings are great, 500 to 700 million dollars. I think that's what's going to end up happening there. Now, obviously, some people would say, oh, do you really think A Star is Born is going to make hundreds of millions of dollars? I mean, it could. It could. We have seen movies like that have caught the world by storm, that people not only saw once, but twice, 3 times, 4 times, and it made a lot of money. And it's going to be out for a very long time. So that's where I stand on that. It might not be a popular opinion, but it is my opinion nonetheless. And again, I will know more once those ratings, those early reviews come out for Venom. Hiram says, remember that ending in Call Me By Your Name where Timothy is crying in front of the fireplace? That's me in a nutshell, just wishing everything would be so SJW-ish. I do know what scene you're talking about. Probably one of the only scenes in the film that I actually really liked. Shinville says, with all these SJWs and people like that, some days feel like I'm not on Earth anymore. Planet of the Monkeys, or more like only the monkeys are stupid. I think you have something to that. No, I mean, sometimes I look around and think, are we in Bizarro World? Especially when you look to the things in the news lately. Like, I'm not going to get into the whole political argument, but the fact that we live in a society now, because I really do think that no matter where you stand on things that are going on in today's world, when we live in a society in the United States where someone can be accused of something and immediately they are presumed guilty, and we have lost the sense of the presumption of innocence, that is dangerous. That is an extremely dangerous precedent. I'm not going to talk about the facts of the case that I'm mentioning here, but I just think that with that in mind, though, going back to your statement, I really do think that we live in a very dangerous time in our country. We've never had as much division as we do today, and that's due to multiple factors, multiple presidents who have really kind of led that charge to divide us further. You know, Hollywood, especially Hollywood, because they're the ones that really control the media narrative. They're the ones that create the films, and films usually are mirrors of culture. And nowadays we see movies trying to create and change culture, and we find ourselves in these very dangerous times. We find ourselves in these very significant and special circumstances where I really honestly think that thing is going to get very, very dangerous for people down the road. So anyway, so I have to jump ahead. So sorry if I missed your comment. Please post it again if not. Michael Stark says, when they all are snowflakes and cannot accept another's opinion so that there is no exchange of ideas. No, you're absolutely right. Like, again, even if I don't like your ideas, even if I don't agree with you, I can at least be open to listening to you. Within reason, of course. Stephanie B, thank you. I appreciate that. Voorhees, thank you. Thank you. Got on my soapbox for a little bit. Sorry about that. I know some people like it, some people don't like it. That's why I try and stay away from that kind of stuff, because, you know, this is more, I want this to be more about movies or movie culture than anything else. So I try and, you know, dance on the fringes when it comes to anything that's purely political. Voorhees says, speaking of mistakes, I tended to respond to Frank Oz on my personal account, not proper Jeremy. Nearly deleted it until he replied, how long should I use it to win arguments with Jeremy before it gets old? I mean, dude, I'd say keep going, man. Keep going. Like, seriously, I would not stop. Until he or someone high up tells you to stop, don't stop, man. And also, as long as you're having fun with it, that's what's important. Like, that's what's important. Like, for me, it's less to do with, oh, as long as every single person that watches my channel likes it and has fun. You know, obviously you can't live that way. You just can't. So the main focus should be, are you having fun? Because if you're having fun, most likely other people around you are going to be having fun. But it has to start there. If you start anywhere else, it just doesn't work. Tina says, EVS was talking tonight about the death threats he's received, not only on himself, but his family just said, oh, that's ridiculous. I mean, and it's also sad because, you know, going back to this recent event, both sides have received death threats. Like, both sides of this, and usually you see it happen when two people come out and they are diametrically opposed to each other, and they're brought into the public sphere, and a lot of people will take one side over the other. Usually the people that got that started, usually the people who are in the public eye, both get death threats, both get mistreated, both get abused. And it's sad that we keep on forgetting that. It's sad that we look to one, but we don't look to the other. We have to treat every single person equally, and we have to understand that as such. Super says, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, completely agree. And the fact that some of these cases have been so ill-managed and seem politically motivated absolutely outrageous. I mean, no, Super, I'm right there with you as well. I'm right there with you as well. Because that's the other thing, too. Like, again, this is beyond political. This is beyond political. If you have information about a possible criminal act, and you have that information for a 6-week period and you do nothing, and then you don't do anything until the person that it's about is about to be elected to a certain job that you've known about and you've been investigating, I'm sorry, but that is suspicious. That does not make the information wrong. That does not make anything that is being talked about not important, but it does bring suspicion onto the people that was holding onto the information. So again, wink, wink, cough, cough. CT says, is there no longer a common ground for fans of Star Wars and Disney, Zootopia? I will not follow orders boycotting any Disney film, even though I have no desire of seeing 9. So again, no, I'm not calling for a boycott of Disney. Some people might. I'm not that person because I still love Marvel. I still love Disney Pixar. Again, Zootopia, I like Zootopia. I don't have any problems with Zootopia. Some people might, I don't. But as far as episode 9 goes, I think Star Wars is where the focus needs to be, because it's Star Wars that's really the main problem. It's Kathleen Kennedy. And if Kathleen Kennedy is no longer there, then there's not a huge friend to Rian Johnson. So I look to the people who are responsible for the current state of our Star Wars situation. So Donald Hudson says, we all have to listen to each other. I've always enjoyed our conversations, even those were a bit touched. We didn't see eye to eye. That was even better. No, exactly. Like, seriously, like, when people can talk cordially to each other, like, you see what I say what I believe, you say what you believe, we go back and forth, we exchange ideas. That's what we're supposed to be. That is what our life is supposed to be. That's what our culture, our country, and the world essentially is supposed to be, is an exchange, a never-ending exchange of ideas. And if we ever fall away from that, if we ever forget that as a human person, we need to have these kind of social interactions, we need to have these kind of social circumstances with each other, I mean, then we lose what it means to be human. If we cannot even talk to somebody just because they don't agree with what we think, if we view somebody as a monster, as some kind of thing, just because they have a particular viewpoint, just because they're a conservative, just because they're a liberal, just because they're, you know, whatever label they want to put on each other, if we just view them not as human, if we dehumanize them, then we become a part of the problem. We really not only hurt our society, our country, our world, we hurt ourselves in the process too, because when we shut ourselves off to that, when we shut ourselves off to this kind of dialogue, to this kind of back and forth give and take, at that point, eventually we have nothing to give and nothing to receive. And if that's the case, then we lose the sense of our identity. We lose the sense of what it means to even be human at that point. So, sorry, going to get a little deep on you there. Super says, don't forget insisting the victim go public against her will and meeting with an accused and not informing him of the situation so he could be blindsided from the front of the nation. No, Super, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. Michael Stark says winter is coming. No, I think you're absolutely right. No, for sure. Again, I think there's wrong and blame on both sides, and until we can step back and say that, we're never going to get anywhere with anybody, because there's too many people now who would rather focus on one side, on one point, on one person, and it's just silly. Brad is just Brad. I mean, I remember he used to grade people's comments before, so I'm sure he's just grading me at this point. Mark J. Lovegrove says, is Kathleen Kennedy a Disney shareholder or STH? I'm pretty sure she holds shares. I'm imagining. Yeah, Brad's grading the chat once again. All right, guys, it is 1:05 hours. So we've been streaming for a little over an hour. It's like 10:30 here, so I can't go on for too much longer. But I just want to say hi to you guys, because obviously you are part of my family. By extension, this small community that we have is great. It's so much fun, and you know, today is my birthday, and I wanted to spend part of my birthday with you guys. I was hoping to do it on different occasions, you know, at the game and also here, but unfortunately because of timing and everything else and the connection not being very good, unfortunately I was not able to make that work. But thank you. I really do appreciate you guys for joining. So let me just see what we got here. Michael Stark says, how it feels for a teacher to have grades from That's a good point. That's a good point. I don't mind it. As long as they're fair. I'm always fair. Shawhan, no, seriously, thank you, sir. Tina says hi, and thanks for sharing your birthday with us. No, seriously, it's been great. Ty Taman says, hey, it's my birthday tomorrow. Well, happy birthday, Ty. Hope you have a good one. Forey says, I trust Jeremy will tell me if there's a problem. Just asking objectively, is all PSF Movie Pass? No, seriously, dude, screw Movie Pass for sure. We enjoy the company. I enjoy y'all's company. That's the reason why I keep coming back. I keep trying to jump into the Discord when I can. It's great. I love it. If I could legitimately stream every single day, I would. And there was a time when I was, and then I realized that I was not spending enough time with my family, and there were other things I needed to do, and so that's why I haven't been streaming as consistently. But I try, especially on the weekends. I try and get at least 2 out of the weekend days, and then I'm gonna try and get maybe max 2 days out of the week, depending on things going on. Because I want to spend time with you guys. I really do. I really love these conversations. It's really good time for me, and I really do appreciate you guys so much. So thank you. So yeah, Dion, super. What's on your shirt? Pagan God X, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Gotta show me some love for my fellow deities. Sorry about the bad news on your birthday. What a crappy present. No, you're right, man. Like, I was like, man, we're gonna have fun tonight. We're gonna have, we're gonna do so many different things. And then it was like, oh great, Kathleen Kennedy has an extension. This is great. Great way to, but also I was telling my Valkyries this earlier, saying that this isn't the first time that something bad has happened on my birthday, because Hurricane George, back in the 90s, I think it was, or early 2000s, that hit us in Louisiana on the night of my birthday. It made landfall on the night of my birthday, which was great. And then one other year, I'm a Red Sox fan, so one other year, we were literally on the way to the playoffs, and we lost a game. And then, as I was watching the game, and as I was watching, so basically the opposite team, I think it was the Tampa Bay Rays we were playing at the time, they hit a ball into left field, and I just knew it was going to be a multiple base run. As soon as that happened, the camera cut to another game, and it was another game happening where the team that we needed to lose hit like a home run and won. And in the span of all this on my birthday, we were kicked out of the playoffs, and it was so depressing. It was so sad. I was like, great, that's a great birthday present. So no, I mean, this is definitely not the worst thing that's ever happened, but it's definitely something. So anyway, let me get back. I don't want to miss too many comments. So guys, if you missed your comment, please, post it one more time before I head out. So Super says streams are addicting. They really are. They really, really are. I mean, because it was getting to the point where I was like, I had to stream, and my wife was like, maybe, just think about it, because she doesn't mind me doing it. Like, she loves me doing it. She loves that I have a passion about it. She loves you guys. She has such a passion for you guys, and so she loves that I'm having fun doing it. And so I love her for that, because she gives me that ability to do so, because it really is a lot of fun. But also too, it's important to be able to remind myself sometimes of other things that I have going on in life. So Hound 3000 needs some hugs, dude. Well, here's, dude, digital hug, man. Really, really hope that you have a good one. And thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Tina says, "Oh, Father, what time is your movie stream? Is it Saturday, Sunday?" I'm trying to make it Saturday. So the plan right now is to have it on Saturday, and then I'm gonna try and get Sensei Mike on Sunday. So that is the current plan so far. Is movie night tomorrow, so Spaceballs tomorrow night, and then gonna try and get an interview with Sensei Mike on Sunday. So we'll try and work through the logistics of that, but right now that is the upcoming plan. If anything changes, I'll let y'all know on Discord, I'll let you know on Twitter, and I'll try and keep y'all posted as much as I can. So weekend should be relatively open, not having to do too many things. Obviously tomorrow I still have my cabbage ball league, and I mow the lawn usually if it's not raining, so we'll see what goes on. So that's the current plan at this point. So Mr. PI says, sit back, relax, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for sharing. Well, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. NJE Egg, thank you so much. Brad Noble, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. I appreciate you. Hit a dollar store up and get some beard dialed, man. And also I want to give a huge shout out to my Valkyrie. So my Valkyrie got me a gift for my birthday. They got me some like beard oils and ointments and like beard care stuff. So I can't wait to try that stuff out. I've never had that before in my entire life. Oh, someone asked me before. So this is a shirt from Alaska. And so it is the Batman logo with a moose. Greta says, we'll be missing another movie night, but next week I should make it. Sounds good, Greta. So, yeah, this week we are doing Spaceballs, and next week we are going to be doing The Addams Family. It's going to be our first October darker film, and tomorrow, if we do stream Spaceballs, whenever we stream Spaceballs, which is likely going to be tomorrow around 6:30 Central Standard Time, we are going to vote for the one 2 weeks from then, and everything this month in October is going to be horror related. So whether it's a horror comedy, horror drama, horror thriller, again, we'll figure that out from there. So yeah, Spaceballs will be tomorrow. So CT says, should we at least see the positive that Kennedy only has 3 years left? I guess that is a possible way to positive way to spin it. Marquad, what's up, dude? How's it going? Moose Man, indeed. Stephanie, thank you. Nemesis says, oh crap, it's your birthday. Well, I hope you had a stellar day, my friend. Well, Nemesis, thank you very much, man. I really do appreciate it. Tina says, enjoyed All Father. Well, thank you. Antonio, I was so disappointed tonight, man. Yeah, I was there until like halftime, and it was just sad. And then I got the report about what happened in the third quarter, so I imagine that not much changed. So yeah, it's a tough loss. It really is. And to me, I'm more upset and I'm more concerned about the guys who I know got injured and who are still injured. That's always where my priority is going to lie. I mean, a score is a score at the end of the day. I care more about the people on the field. So I really do think that if we lose one player for the season and it's because of severe injury, I think that's too many. It's too many. Michael Star says, next time we see you, you will look like Treebeard because of those gifts. We will see. Oh, man, dude, Marquand, dude, I love Addams Family. It is so good. It really is so good. All right, guys, so we got 51. Wow, we got 51 people in here, man. This is insane. But anyway, guys, so thank y'all so much for joining me on my birthday. For all my guys that donated, thank you so much. So let me go just give you all a shout out once more time. So Vori67, thank you for your donation. Edward Coleman, thank you for your multiple donations. Laura, thank you for your donation. Pagan God, thank you so much for your donation. And Brad Noble, the pet troll, thank you for your donation. It really does mean a lot to me. I will try and put the money to the best use that I possibly can. Definitely going to use that to maybe take my wife to dinner tomorrow or something. I don't know. We'll see what goes on. But Super says, happy birthday again, Odin. Birthdays on Fridays are always awesome because you get the weekend to celebrate. Hope you get a chance to do something cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we were going to do some things that didn't pan out, but for me, I'm always a very chill birthday guy. I don't really need anything, which is how I drive people. Even my Valkyrie, I drove them insane because they're like, what do you want? What do you want? I was like, don't worry about it. Because it's just not who I just don't like asking for things. And for me, it's just another day, personally. And so that's mostly how I feel about it. But thank you guys. I really do appreciate y'all for spending some of your time with me to celebrate and also to talk about this very terrible news that we got. Don says, I've been binging on Invader Zim in prep for Shocktoberfest. I've never got into Invader Zim, but it always looked like a great show. I like the voice acting for those characters. So Hypern, thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. Michael Stark, bye. Have a great weekend. Remember that winter is coming. Yes, thank you, Michael Stark. I really do appreciate it. Oh, dude, Nemesis. Thanks, dude. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you for the $100 donation. Go buy something wonderful. Thank you, dude. I really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate it. No, it's not Sensei Mike. It's Nemesis. Thanks, dude. Oh, man, that means a lot. Thank you. Sorry, Edward Coleman says, politicals has become a gang war to opposing sides, and you're either with us or against us, and the ends justify the means. No, you're absolutely right. Like, seriously, like, politics has just gotten so nasty for so many different reasons. And when we can't even look at a person with having a different view as a person, it really does show you just the current state of our society. So I absolutely agree with you there. But yeah, dude, seriously, right at the end, we get a giant one. So thank you, Nemesis, man. You're the best. And Nemesis, dude, like, I've been missing having you in the chats. I know that you've been busy, and I know that you can't always stay in all the time. So it's just really cool to always have you come back, and obviously to have your support. And it really does mean a lot for me, man. It really does. Brad Noble says Odin has Applebee's money now. Well, eventually, because remember, like, I'm not gonna get any of that until next month, because that's how YouTube works. But the Streamlabs donations, though, I got access to your stuff. So I'd expect a comic in return. Well, I don't have any comics to send you. I got Blu-rays to send. That's about it. Peabody says, we love you. Please get some sleep. I know, man. Yeah, Hyper, Nemesis for Sensei, Dawn of the $100 Super Chats. I know, seriously. If anyone ever got into like a battle of $100 Super Chats, I'd be like, guys, don't spend your money, but I'm not going to stop you. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to leave it up for a little bit longer in case y'all want to finish up your chats. Valkyrie, if y'all can post a link to the Discord, guys, if you want to keep this conversation going, go to the Discord link. It's a really great way not just to keep in contact with me, but also with the entire community. Because one of the reasons why people come here is not just to hear me, yap my trap, but also to talk with each other and have communication. And a great way to do that is to join the Discord server. It's really great. It's really easy to do. You really don't have to do anything. You really don't have to, use an email. Really, you can just make up your own username. I have the security very, very low because I want everyone to be able to do it no matter what their technological advancement is in their life. So thank you so much for that. Shinphil, thank you. Super says sleep is for the weak. Well, thank you. I really do appreciate that. There it is, guys. Discord After Dark. It's a great place to be. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Marquad, okay, happy birthday. Have a good night. Thank you so much, guys. You are all amazing people. And I still also want to give a huge shout out to my Valkyries because it really means a lot that y'all got me something and y'all didn't have to. So thank you so much for that. And also Steph, my Freya is also very thankful for y'all's gift of the socks as well. So thank you for that. She loves them. She's a huge Harry Potter nerd, so she immediately was like, oh my goodness, this is one of the best things. She was like, they know me, and it was just a really great reaction. So guys, y'all are all amazing people. Y'all are fantastic. Love you guys. Have a good night, and as always, God bless. Have a good one, guys.